Okay, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Karat Juice Podcast channel. You already seen the thumbnail. You saw the title. You already know what we talking about. But before we get into the content, just do me a favor. Like the video, subscribe if you're enjoying it. Just like it first. If you like it, then subscribe. But without further ado, let's get into the content. We are talking about Raised on Love versus Raised on Survival, and this is courtesy of 8 at the Table. Shout out to them.
I believe two superficial people could work just like two closed-minded people could work. Whatever you're closed-minded on, you can work. If you're closed-minded on money, if you're closed-minded on just spiritual gains, whatever it is that you two both focus on, if you both match that energy, you both could work. Whatever it is.
Okay, so you need somebody to match your energy.
Yeah, you gotta match, like, it can be the opposite, right? Or it could actually be the same. You know what I'm saying? Some opposites don't attract, some opposites do attract, but same wavelengths will always still ride with each other. Sometimes it's a friendship, sometimes it's a relationship.
I think it's subjective.
I agree with Rico.
I think it's definitely subjective.
Like, imagine, right? I'm in a relationship. I've had two different type of relationships. The relationship where let's say I'm dating somebody like Rico. I'm on Clubhouse, he's on Clubhouse. I'm not saying you're in Clubhouse, but just understand the bracket, the age bracket.
I'm on Clubhouse.
Yeah, I'm on Clubhouse, he's on Clubhouse. We're laying in the bed, and it's not a problem. But versus somebody else who's not in social media and this type of person, they would have a problem with the fact that I'm telling them, you're gonna have to wait. I'm on Clubhouse, and this is building my brand. And I'm in the room with so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so, and it's gonna last for about 4 hours. And somebody who's on the same, just like me, is probably on Clubhouse too, building their brand. Versus the other person, they're not saying they don't have a significant brand, but they're building it a different way, where they just don't see the significance in you being on Instagram all day, and being on Clubhouse all day, and being on Twitter all day, and all these other things. So I definitely appreciate dating the opposite of me. Clubhouse is like the new phone chat. It's like Twitter with audio.
Okay, so I understand where she's coming from there in a way. Basically, to get to the meat of it, what I think about that situation, somebody that's trying to build their brand, that's trying to gain some kind of notoriety in social media, you have to be with somebody that's either all in on that or somebody that's completely, totally opposite, that doesn't have social media at all, is unwavered about it, know that you're doing it for like business purposes and your brand, but there has to be trust there. And honestly, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to rock with you and trust you like that right off rip. Especially if you're like doing a lot of your business on Instagram and you're posting a lot of scantily clad photos as a woman, for sure. I can see a lot of guys kind of looking at you sideways with that, even if it is for business purposes. So yeah, that could be a tough position to be in the dating market. So yeah, let's continue with the video.
With a bunch of cat. Go ahead.
Like it is, but it is and it isn't. If you know how to do your research, I feel like this, right? The people who come on Clubhouse and have these triple numbers of followers, and they're hosting these rooms with thousands of people in them, right? You know, in my bio, it says I shake the room. Why? Because when I come in a Clubhouse room, I'm able to sniff out the fugazi because I'm really who I am in real life. And a lot of these people are not that. So what happens is they expose themselves.
Can someone raised on love have a successful relationship with someone who is raised on survival?
Yo, Rico, was you in my text messages?
Hold on, let me go. Hold on. You've been going.
Go ahead.
Can somebody that's raised on love be in a successful relationship with someone that's based on survival? The only way that can coexist if that person that's raised on survival is open to hearing the person that's on love, and the person that's on love is open to hearing the person that's in survival.
Talk more.
No, because at the end of the day, right? You bringing two people together, and this is my story, and we have to find a balance. I don't want to sit there and say it's so black and white. Once again, both people have to be open. So love have to be open to survival. Survival have to be open to love. And then that's how y'all go on this survival love journey. Because at the end of the day, you saw something in that person that was like, this is not usually what I go for,
Wow.
but I'm going to go there, and vice versa. So for it to work, you have to be open. You have to listen, and that's the only way it can work. It's not just your love, survival, we don't work. No, because you need survival and love. You need love and survival. It's like the hard and the soft and the hard, up, down, day, night.
So yeah.
Wait, can I ask Oliver a question?
I just want to elaborate on what he said real quick.
How do you
But
break
the
that?
person that's surviving, they do low-key want love too, right? Am I raised them on love or survival? Love. And what has love been like for me from back then till now? Love to me is patient. Love to me is patient. Love to me is being open. It's communication. It's choosing that person. No, you asked me what has love been like for me.
Those are very like standard dictionary words.
No,
So I'm gonna interject here. I'm the type of person that honestly, I don't buy into a lot of that love stuff. I don't really buy into that. I do believe that people do love people, but that gets thrown around way too fucking much in today's day and age. Every 2 seconds, somebody's saying that they love somebody and it's not genuine and it's not real. So honestly, I believe if you really care somebody and you care for somebody and you care for them deeply, you choose to do so. You choose to have that care and consideration for them. You choose to protect them. You choose to put their best interests in mind and keep that in mind when you're making decisions with your life. Where people who just toss around love, all the time, more so, it could waver. It could go hot and cold. It could go lukewarm. People can fall out of love with somebody like they fell out of a tree or something, or fell out of a bush. So I'm not big on the whole love thing. I think you make a choice on who you're gonna invest your attention into, your time, your resources, and you're gonna make a decision if you care for that person deeply, not just some feeling that you have. I don't move like that, and I don't think that's the right way to go. So let's see what else he has to say, or they have to say.
But you said my journey. But you said that's what it's been. It's a choice, right?
Did you always feel safe growing up?
Did I always feel safe? Yes.
Not me.
Yes. With I felt safe.
Raised on love.
I felt safe within my
And it
family.
turned into survival.
Within my family, and she's right. Within my family, when my mother and father was married, it was on love. And then for my mother, she divorced my father because she's a lesbian, and so it became a survival. She chose her. So the survival was like, damn, do I stay married to my husband, but I'm not true to myself, and stay married for my kids, or do I choose me? And she chose to survive. She went against the grain, because my mother's 50 plus, I don't care saying her age, and back then you couldn't come out as lesbian. You couldn't do that. 2021, yes, but back then, no. So what I'm saying is, I was all about love. And then it became a thing about survival. And could they have worked? My mother said my father and her could have worked if he was a different person. So that's what I'm saying.
That means that they couldn't have worked. That dude is kind of talking in circles, but let me put it clearly. No, his mom and dad couldn't have worked because he just said it right there. He was a different person. He wasn't rocking with that. He was like, hey, you got to go about your way and do your thing. And no knock to that community or whatever, but no, like this dude's kind of talking like back, forth, this and that. Like, no, you make a choice. If you married that person, you make a choice that you supposedly love them. So you needed to be with them moving forward. That's the way I look at that. And yeah, I think there's a lot in this conversation. It's a lot to unpack. It's not something that you can do in just a short video, but no, I want to harken back to it and drive it home. You choose to care deeply for somebody, and you choose to continue doing that through thick and thin, and when times get tough and rough, not when you feel you don't feel happy anymore. No, that's bullshit. All right, let's wrap the video up, and it's got a little further to go.
Oliver, I want to flip what you just said though about the survival and the love tactic, right? Your mom, I think what you just described is great. I think just reverse it. I think her going to choose to be with the woman was her love.
Well, she didn't leave. No, she didn't go for a woman. She chose her like a sexuality. Let me just put that out there.
Choosing herself and the sexuality, that was love.
I'm on the opposite end, because to me, I feel like love, being raised on love and survival is so different. And I personally was raised on survival. You know what I'm saying? I was homeless, you know what I'm saying, for a long period of time growing up. My mom was a single parent, and nobody helped us. And we just had to get it how we had to get it. We lived in station wagons, you know what I'm saying? I had lived in the most rundown apartments. I had rats and roaches in my apartments, and we would just had to survive. You know what I'm saying? We just had to make it to the next day, and maybe things got better. And that was a course of period, was like almost my whole entire childhood. So like, I do end up dating girls who are raised on love, and it's usually a problem. And the problem is because she was raised on love, so she can't understand survival, and I can't understand her love. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing that kind of binds us together is that when you're raised on love, you find some miraculously good in the worst of situations. Yeah. And that was a mess. Because when you're raised on survival, all you know is to survive. And with survive comes, you know, anger, hostility, you know what I'm saying? Almost, I have no emotions. People died in front of me and I don't cry, I don't shed no tears because I was raised on survival. And they say, yo, something must be wrong with you. You know, you must be a sociopath because you don't have emotions. But I was just raised on survival, so they can't understand that.
Wow. That's deep right there. I'm going to give my final thoughts here, and then we'll wrap this video up. Rico was dropping some knowledge there. Really dropping some knowledge, because at the end of the day, people are a product of their experience, their lived experiences, and their how they were brought up. And you kind of take those things with you, and they become a part of you. They don't have to be everything that you are, but when I think back to what I was raised on, I would say I was raised on survival as well. More so like, you know, getting it out the mud, you know, not having a silver spoon in my mouth, really having to, you know, be grateful for all the things that I have in my life. And I'm grateful for those times and for those tough times, because it helped me to appreciate all the good things that I have in my life. I don't take anything for granted. But I have been told at times that I don't show much emotion, but I'm just not an emotional person. I do have empathy. I can empathize with people who are overly emotional, but by all means, I can't relate to it. And I don't know if that makes me somebody that is not able to, you know, I guess I'm not the best person to talk about feelings and stuff all the time, but I think I'm okay with that. So I don't want this video to get too long. That's been another episode on the Karat Juice Podcast channel. I'm going to keep this content coming to you guys hot and heavy. You know, keep the juice coming, and like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.